Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So finally, we actually have some news here regarding the Walking Dead Dead City, and we know likely when we're gonna get our next trailer or teaser trailer, or we should get the release date. There's actually an event happening next week, and the Walking Dead Dead City is going to be a part of it, as well as the actors as well. So yeah, I do want to get into this here. So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. I will be breaking down everything that we learn here at this event. There's gonna be quite a bit of stuff here, I do imagine. There's actually an event happening. I believe it's on Tuesday here, and yeah, it's IGN's FanFest event. It's actually happening from February 24th to the 28th, and yesterday I believe they announced that the Walking Dead Dead City is actually going to be a part of that, and apparently Lauren Cohen, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Scott Gimple are going to be there. So yeah, this is really the first time they're going to be promoting season 2. I know they've promoted it in the past, but that's more just announcing stuff, showing us our first look at the season kind of thing. But this really is the start of the promotion for the season here, which is a very, very good sign, which basically means to me that, that the show is going to be coming out here in the next 2 months, maybe 3 months, around there, 2.5 months. So I think the release date of May, early May, makes a lot of sense. They wouldn't be doing this whole event like this if the show was coming out in late June or July or something like that, right? So it makes sense to me that they're starting to promote it right now. They're probably going to release, I don't think they're going to release the trailer. I could see them maybe releasing the trailer, but it depends on the release date, right? If the show's coming out in April, I don't think it will, but say it came out early April, then yeah, obviously they would release the trailer here, but I just don't see them doing that. So I think it's probably going to be a teaser trailer, a shorter 30-second thing. It'll be new footage. Obviously, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Lauren Cohen, Scott Gimple, they're going to be there to talk about, the season in general. We'll learn a little bit more about the storylines. Scott Gimple's going to be there. And obviously what's exciting about that is the fact that, a lot of people have questions about Rick and Michonne and not even just those characters, but other spin-offs and stuff, or other characters getting spin-offs and a lot of that. So I do think that Gimple talking about anything like that, being asked anything just regarding a lot of that, I think we'll learn a lot of information there. But in terms of the Walking Dead Dead City season 2, it looks like this is actually going to happen on February 25th. And so yeah, the Walking Dead Dead City will be there. There's a lot of shows or movies, I guess, that are going to be actually featured there. And the Walking Dead Dead City is going to be there, which is really, really exciting. So I think that is most likely going to be the day is February 25th. And again, I do think we will get a teaser trailer. I think for sure a release date. I think at minimum, we are getting that. And so my final prediction on that in terms of an actual release date, I think, again, I've been saying it for the last little bit here, but I do think it's going to be early May for sure. I think that in terms of their promotion and all that for a lot of the spinoffs, and again, it could always change. It always changes every couple years, I feel anyways, because I know way back in the day, they would promote it for months and months beforehand. And, I still feel that's a lot better. There were a lot of things that they used to do, when I look back to even season 9 of The Walking Dead, where in May or June, you would get a first look at the next season. Obviously, it would just be character portraits or something like that. And then, that would happen in June or whatever. And then July, there would be a lot more stuff coming out. And then there was Comic-Con, and the show was coming out in October. So there was about 4 months, I would say, of promotion there and a lot of hype, built up in between. And now I would say with the spinoffs, there's definitely, not as much. And it seems lately anyways that, they release a trailer a month and a half beforehand or something, and then the release date is also pretty close to when they actually release the show, which is kind of insane to me. But I guess it's always sort of been like that. The Walking Dead used to announce their release day at Comic-Con, right? And so that would be end of July, and then the show would premiere in early October. So it was 3 months away, maybe 2.5 months away. So I guess that kind of makes some sense. It's still the same thing now for The Walking Dead Dead City. It's just, I think for us, after The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon finished airing in November, we're so used to having Walking Dead content airing in February, right? It happens quite a bit. It's happened forever. So it's February now. There's no Walking Dead anything, right? So I'm just happy that we're finally going to be getting something here. Finally, we're going to see some promotion here for Dead City season 2. And the one thing I'm really wondering about is posters and all of that for the season, right? Because honestly, the artwork for The Walking Dead is always absolutely incredible. I wasn't the biggest fan of season 2. mostly just having the characters, I guess, separated on different posters, because you had to choose which poster you wanted, right? And I just I want the more official poster of the season. So that's why I never actually updated my the Once You Live poster. I still have that up on my wall because I don't know, like, who am I going to choose? Like, it makes more sense to choose Carol, I feel like, for season 2, because, you know, she's the big character of the season, right? Like, she actually came back to The Walking Dead after the original series ended. So, like, it makes sense, but it was just, again, I think there was a way to have Daryl and Carol on that poster and actually have it, like, makes sense. I know that they didn't want to have the characters together because, like, they weren't together, obviously, you know, before the season started. They were going to reunite eventually. That's why I think season 3's poster is going to be absolutely incredible, to actually have Daryl and Carol on the same poster. But yeah, that's why I really like, you know, Dead City season 1's poster. It looks absolutely incredible. The Ones Who Live as well. Also, Daryl Dixon season 1 looks really great. And so I hope that that is also something that is announced here. It's going to be really interesting to see how things play out here in the next couple of months in terms of promoting the show, because usually, like, you have obviously bigger events like Comic-Con to release the trailer, right? When are they going to release the trailer for this? Is the trailer going to be out in March? Like, I'm sort of assuming it's going to be. I know that this event next week is sort of a bigger event, but it's not going to be like a whole panel, I feel like, for an hour talking about the show. I don't really know what to expect overall. I imagine we'll get the release date, some new footage, and there's going to be a bunch of interviews out and everything about the show. You know, everyone's going to ask them a bunch of questions. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot to cover there. But in terms of a big event like Comic-Con, where you get an hour to talk about everything, you release, you know, like a brand new trailer, you talk about all this stuff. Like, I don't know when that's going to happen in the next couple of months here. So I do think there's going to be a lot of, like, different promotion, and usually that's a bit more exciting because there's a lot of hype sort of built up, right? Like, I feel like with Comic-Con lately, we all know that The Walking Dead is going to be there at Comic-Con, but I don't know, in the last, like, couple of years here, it hasn't been the most exciting going into Comic-Con because, like, the schedule doesn't come out, and there's a lot of things like that where we're all sort of wondering, like, is The Walking Dead even going to be there? It's just one of those things where it's like, we just don't know overall, right? And so I just think that, yeah, like, I think in terms of when there is no event like this, sometimes that there can be a lot more excitement there because they just sort of, like, they'll announce a day, or they'll say, like, you know, something might come out tomorrow or whatever, and there's a lot of excitement there sort of built up, and we'll have to wait and see. But I'm so excited for this event. I really can't wait to see, you know, more information on season 2. I do think for sure, again, that we are going to get the release date. We're going to see some new footage. I don't think the official trailer will be released here. It could be, definitely it could be, but I think that we're going to get a teaser trailer with the release date. And again, if the release date is like early May, then I think that that means like a month and a half before that is when we'll get the official trailer, which, I mean, we're almost a month and a half away already, right? So I think that means in like a couple of weeks here, we'll get the official trailer. And that's why I'm also kind of wondering too, like, I know that that's what they've done in the past in terms of, at least with the spinoffs, releasing a trailer like a month and a half roughly before the show comes out, right? Like the official trailer. Like, I could totally see them, at least for this event, maybe even just releasing it there, because things change a lot in terms of how they promote The Walking Dead. And so, you know, maybe they do want to change some stuff up here. I have no idea, but I'm just sort of going based off of how they've done things with the spinoffs. And I do think it's going to be a teaser trailer. We'll get the release date. We'll learn a lot more specifics about the story. And I think we're going to have a good idea, I think, after this on, you know, when the trailer is likely going to come out and when all the promotion is going to start really building up here. I do think that for sure, like, this is the start of it here. And, you know, a couple of weeks after this, we'll get the final, or not the final, but the official trailer. And then, you know, that's going to really build up to the show's release, I think, in early May. But again, if the show comes out in June or something like that, like, maybe they hold off on the trailer for a little bit. But honestly, I don't think they're going to wait until June, because I don't know, it's just kind of crazy to me. Like, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon finished airing like in November, and then the next Walking Dead show came out in June. Like, that's so long afterwards, right? If that is the case, honestly, that's a big issue. Like, that, to me, that's a really, really big issue with how they're sort of running The Walking Dead, because there's nothing to get excited about, right? But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. What do you expect to be revealed next week from this event? Finally, it feels like we can start to talk about something with The Walking Dead, because I haven't really talked about anything a lot. I haven't posted a lot of videos in the last however bit. You know, I had some personal stuff going on, but like, for the most part, it was because there wasn't really a lot to talk about, right? Like, obviously, I have some personal stuff happening, but like, if there's big news happening, like, I have to cover it, right? But there just really wasn't a lot at all. And I don't expect a lot of news around like the holidays and stuff, but like, once we get into the new year, like, there's got to be like some stuff, and there's usually some stuff, but nothing literally until like the end of February, right? Like, February 25th, it seems like it's going to be the day that we learn a bunch of information. And I'm just so excited. I really can't wait to see new footage. I think that's the biggest thing for me personally, is I want to see a lot more footage from the show. Like, the release date will be nice for sure, just to be able to be like, all right, so the show's coming out like whenever it's going to come out, just to know like what to expect after, because right now it just feels like, when is this coming out, you know? And so I'm really excited. I can't wait to start talking about The Walking Dead again. I really can't wait to just like, you know, there's going to be a bunch of shows here for me personally anyways that, you know, is going to be really exciting to talk about, like Daredevil, Born Again, The Last of Us, you know, that's coming out in April. And then there's The Walking Dead Dead City, which I imagine is going to be in May. And there's just going to be a really exciting sort of build throughout, you know, the next couple of months here. And then we get Comic-Con obviously in July, which is around, you know, basically like a couple of weeks just after Dead City is going to be over, most likely. And then there's the build to The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 3, which is like, what, 2.5 months away from that point. So it's not going to be so bad. It seems like, you know, the wait we've had for however long now is almost over. And we're just a few days away here until we actually learn a lot more information. And so, yeah, I'm excited. So post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.